Long before his current Blue Jays teammates got a whiff of what new manager Charlie Montoyo was all about, catcher Luke Maile had the scoop. As a Tampa Rays draft pick in 2012, he saw firsthand the mindset of a younger Montoyo who was finishing off his Hall of Fame run as manager of the AAA Durham Bulls. Charlie was kind of a legend by that point, Maile said prior to making his season debut behind the plate in Friday's meeting with the Detroit Tigers. "He definitely influenced me there. The takeaways that I really got were that everybody really respected him and liked playing for him, the guys that had major league service time and the great things they were saying about him. It was tremendous, even more so at the end of the 2014 season, when Maile was called up from Double-A Montgomery to join the Bulls for their run at an International League title. Montoyo showed his first faith in Maile then, giving him the start in Games 4 and 5 of the International League Final versus the Pawtucket Red Sox. "He knew I was young and he knew how much I wanted to help him win. I just thought it was pretty cool," Maile said. "For me, it might as well have been the World Series." It's clear that Montoyo pocketed some fond memories of Maile as well, because it was only days into the manager's first Jays training camp that he called the 28-year-old into his Dunedin office. The assignment, despite his own relative youth, Montoyo wanted Maile to be a strong voice in the Jays clubhouse. "It was humbling," Maile said. "I tell a lot of people you kind of get this veteran label on you overnight. I still feel like I'm a young player, and the next thing you know, a new manager comes in and wants your input on all sorts of things. I'm very proud of that. A guy so many people have respect for, and Charlie thinks enough of you to ask your opinion on stuff. That means a lot, through the grind of spring training and now. With the season underway, Maile believes there is a discernible difference in attitude and culture around a group of young Jays with plenty to learn and plenty to prove. Yes, the team lost its opener, and yes, expectations in the win-loss column are beyond modest. But Maile believes the lessons and attitude that are already taking root will reap rewards throughout a season with low external expectations. "I was thinking to myself, on Thursday, in the 8th inning, we might win or lose this game, but if we play this way for 162 games, we're going to have a good year," Maile said. "It's not all about getting results, obviously. This is a win league and we want to win and expect to win, but I think the fact that we're going out there expecting to make tough plays and to get hits off tough pitchers, as young as we are, I think that's pretty impressive. Certainly the culture shift is noticeable around this team, a mark of Montoyo, his staff and a group of players seemingly willing to buy in. It shows in the approach of a team that, in lieu of deep proven big league talent, will be aggressive and better defensively." He talked about what he wanted the team to look like, Maile said, recalling his Dunedin meeting with Montoyo. He wanted to talk about some of the things he saw from the other side, playing us 19 times over there in Tampa. "I'll just speak for myself, but every veteran on this team was on page with that. He hit a lot of nails right on the head, and it just boiled down to creating a culture that expects to win. That's what I wanted to bring forward, and that's what he wanted to bring forward, and that's what we're going to do." Leading man third baseman Brendan Drury was leading off for a second consecutive night on Friday, responding with a first-inning triple to help validate Montoyo's decision. "Best not get used to it, however. The increasingly high-tech Jays coaching staff will employ fancy data to determine the nightly leadoff man, so expect Montoyo's order to switch up regularly. I want to have my guys in the right spot," Montoyo said. "Drury is leading off for now, but he could be hitting second or third tomorrow. I'm going to go with matchups. The data will vary from game to game, but," Montoyo said, "a hitter's bat speed and the style of the opposing pitcher will all factor into the decisions. The lineup used to be old school, that you'd want to stick with the same guys," Montoyo said. "But now it's about the matchups." Catching up with Maile getting the start in the 2-4 versus the Tigers. Hours before Friday's first pitch, Danny Jansen was on the field taking extra drills from Major League coach John Schneider. "We'll see plenty of such teaching opportunities with the Jays this season, as defensive fundamentals being hammered home daily. Don't expect an even split in the catching assignment, however. Montoyo reiterated that Jansen will get the bulk of the workload. "Jansen is young, so I'm going to take my time, but he's going to get most of the playing time, for sure," Montoyo said. Game 1 starter Marcus Stroman feels good with Jansen, so he's probably going to catch Stroman most of the time. "If a pitcher feels right with a catcher, we're going to go with that guy, but we're hoping they'll like Jansen a lot because I want to catch most of the time." Around the BASESA couple of firsts already for left fielder Teoscar Hernandez, who got the Jays' first hit of 2019 on Thursday night and the first RBI of the season on Friday with a fourth-inning single. The Jays have now dropped 8 consecutive home openers, tied for the third longest run of futility in MLB history. The Brooklyn Dodgers hold the record of 11 set from 1903 to 13. How young and fresh is this Jays team? No less than 11 players made their first opening day roster on Thursday: Sam Gaviglio, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Danny Jansen, Elvis Luciano, Tim Meza, Billy McKinney, Thomas Pannoni, Rowdy Tellez and Richard Arania. R. Longley at postmedia.com.